Where are we going today?
Art.
We're going to make art.
The art.
We're going to Brightly to make art.
The door.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Hey guys, I am here to tell you how to have a successful process-based art experience with your toddler. So we all know that toddlers are unpredictable, and when it comes to doing art projects or crafty type things, things can get out of hand very fast. So this morning I took my a little bit over 2.5-year-old to a process-based art studio, which is where they set up invitations to play, which are like little stations, and you have things like sensory bins and which can include like a water table or things with beans in it, or shaving cream was there today, or foam or soap, and all kinds of fun things that you see people do on Pinterest and social media, and then you think, oh, I wish I could do that with my toddler, but I don't want to do that at home because it's a hot mess. So there are, at the place that I go to, there are 2 sensory bins like that. And then there are 2 other art making stations, like they can make a take home project with them. And then there's one thing that they can do where it's like a mural on a wall. So right now they have a big canvas that everybody paints on. Other times maybe it's like a big giant piece of paper or something like that. So I took her there today, and I am here to help anybody else out there who has a little bit hard time doing the artsy stuff with their toddler have a successful time if you go to one of these places. So number 1 to have a successful time is wear the right clothes. So that includes you and your toddler. So if you know that you're going to a place where they can possibly get messy, then make sure they're not wearing that brand new, $50 shirt from Etsy that you bought. Make sure they're wearing something that they can move in, because they might be going all over the place. You can push long sleeves up. They don't mind getting messy or dirty in it. It can wash out, or you don't even care about it. And that goes for yourself too. So you never know when your kid's gonna turn around and reach out and grab you with a hand covered in paint, or splash something in the air and it splatters on you. So luckily these places, if they're working with small children, they're probably using things that are washable and will come out, but still, like, be smart and wear something that you don't mind if it gets a little bit messy. Number 2 is say yes. So when you do something with your toddler like this, where you want them to have a good time in a process. So process-based art is where you're not focused on the final product. You're focused on the process that goes behind it. So you need to let them be in charge. They are in charge. You let them choose which things they want to go to. You follow them around the art studio or around the activity that you're doing. Even if it's at home, like, you let them lead the way. You let their interests take control of what they're doing. So when I went in today, she was all about the sensory bins today. It had dinosaurs in it. She loves dinosaurs. So she got to wash the dinosaurs and paint them and wash off the paint. And she stayed there for a really long time, and I just let her, because that's what she wanted to experience today. So that's what she did. I finally encouraged her, like, oh, there are other things to do. Do you want to go do something else? And she did, but not the first time I asked. It was a couple times of asking, and you just have to let it go. Today, she did not even make one of the projects that was there. She only made one of the take-home projects, and that is fine. You let them choose based on what they want to do, what they do. So don't force them to go to every single station. Don't force them to spend a certain amount of time at each station. The only time that I think you can kind of say you have to leave is 1, if it's over and there's no time left, or 2, like, someone else in the group that's there. If you're in a public place and someone else you notice hasn't had a chance to be at the sensory table because your kid's hogging it, then you can force your kid out of the way. But let them choose. They're gonna tell you what their interests are in and what they're going to have the most fun in, even with like materials. So say there's a project where they're painting and have things to glue on there, but they would rather draw with markers or something, then let them draw with markers. Like, it's about the process. It's not about the final outcome. Like, people who run these kinds of process-based art studios understand that it's about the process. That's the whole point of it. And so if you go and ask them like, hey, can we use this instead? Or can we make more of this? Maybe they'll let you, if you have extra supplies and materials, let your toddler kind of lead the way and don't try to force things. Just let it go and let them be in charge. A thing that goes right along with that is my number 3 thing to have a successful time. Number 3 is to stand back. So since they are in charge, you are just like a little assistant there. Today I stood by my girl with a towel in my hand because that's all she needed. If she got dirty hands, I was there with a towel. But other than that, I just stood back and I let her do her thing. Helped her open paint sticks if she needed to, which I don't even think she needed me to open the paint stick. She opened it herself. But you are just there to help them whenever they need help. So let them explore, let them mix those paint colors. It's okay to mix the paint. It's okay to experiment with things. That's the whole point. It's okay if they want to use something that was presented in a different way. That's the fun in it. They are exercising their creative brain. It's like a muscle. You have to exercise it and work on it all the time so that it's growing. That's why a lot of adults say they can't draw or they can't do this or they don't know how to do that, because they stopped doing that at a certain time because they grew up. Like, that's the sad part about it. So you have to keep working that creative muscle. So let your kid explore on their own and you just stand back and watch and just help them have fun. Number 4 is let go of the mess. So many parents out there, so many adults in general are anti-mess making. If you have a chance to go to a process-based art studio in person, do it, because the mess will be at the studio and not in your own house. Now, if you're like me and you don't really care, you like the mess, then let your kid do process-based art at home. But a great thing about studios is that they set it up for you, they have the supplies, and the mess stays there. If your kid gets messy, it's okay. I had a towel with me the whole time today so that I could wipe off her hands. She was wiping it on her apron. She was wearing an apron. That is helpful. It's okay if they get messy. That's part of the process and a part of the fun and the exploration, feeling things on their hands. She had shaving cream all over her hands. There was water and soapy stuff, soapy water and paint. And that's part of the experience and the process. And it's messy, but it's okay. Like, let them have fun. And that's my 5th thing. So number 5 is have fun. Obviously, let your toddler have fun, but you need to relax and have fun too. Don't be uptight and be that parent standing in the corner or standing right next to their kid and being like, don't do this, don't do that. Oh, watch out for this. Wipe your hands, wash this off. Just let it go. Have fun. If you see something that you think is an amazing type of process or artwork and you want to do it too, do it. Who's gonna stop you? I mean, what's the worst that can happen? They say, oh, sorry, that's for the kid, not for you. I mean, just have fun. Have a fun experience with your toddler. Like, it's one of the best things that I have done is take her to this process-based art studio, let her explore and create and just have fun. So yeah, I hope you enjoy seeing what we did today and seeing all the fun that my little girl had, and I had fun just watching her and just letting her have a good time. Here are some of the fun things that my girl has made different times going to this process-based art studio. She made a little monster around Halloween time, just a shape, cutting and gluing, or actually I don't think they cut, it was just scrap papers they had, glued it on. She still plays with it occasionally. She finds it out and about. This one was in the fall too. I think it was supposed to be ears of corn. So they were like pre-cut shapes for corn and some of the leaves, but she just scribbled all over it and she glued little corn to it. She loves the glitter. So we put glue and paint on it and then just shook glitter all over it. It's the process, not the product. This one I love and I want to put in a frame. I don't know if you can see how sparkly it is. Glitter all over it. She loves the glitter. And it was, I think it was acorns because it was in the fall, but like the marble rolling with the paint in the box. She loved it. And then these were from last week. She did printing with Legos and glitter. My girl loves the glitter shakers there. This one was printing with a rolling pin and gluing all kinds of fun things to it. And this was from today. She made a little bracelet. She had fun coloring on it. This is like a leftover tape roll cardboard from the inside. She colored on it, put washi tape on it, put sparkly stickers on it. She tried to wear it during the class, but it was too big on her. Got shaving cream all over it. So there's some of the projects she's done. I hope you enjoyed this, and this can help you if you're nervous about going to a process-based art studio or doing some process art on your own. And yeah, so if you take your kid to one of those places or have done it before, let me know how it goes. Let me know if you like this kind of stuff or if you rather have like structured kind of art time with your kid. All right, bye.
Hey, I didn't spray him. Hey, rub them together.